Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to be talking about the wrist tilt feature on the Amazfit Active 2 smartwatch. This is pretty similar to other smartwatches and even some non-smartwatches out there where basically I'm wearing the watch, I tilt my wrist towards me, it turns on the watch automatically. The thing that's a little bit tricky with this watch is there's a lot of different settings to consider when turning this feature on. For example, how long does your display turn on whenever you turn this feature on? I've done some videos in the past on that. The other thing to consider is if you're going to use the always on display or not, which currently I do not have on. If you have the always on display on, it means your display will always be on, and then when you tilt your wrist towards you, it will turn on the watch just like it's doing now. I always think if you're going to use the always on display, turn this feature off, so you have to turn on the watch manually by pressing the button. But with all that said, I'm just going to show you where the setting is. There's a couple of different ways we can do it. If you've got the settings module in your control menu, or I should say the settings app in your control menu, you can get to it that way. The way you can always get to it is if you press the top right button, it will take you to your apps. Whether you have them in list view like I do or grid view, it shouldn't matter. What you're looking for is the settings app. I'm going to go into settings. And then under settings, we're going to go under display. Under display, you will see these are some of the options I was talking about, like the screen on duration. How long does it stay on? Do you have it always on display? But what we're looking at is wake on wrist rise. Simply click on that. It's kind of cool the way they did this. You can actually adjust the response speed. So when you tilt your wrist towards you, do you want it to be sensitive or standard? Simply toggle it to whichever value you want. And then here's your status, enable status. What's cool is you've got a schedule. So if you only want this feature to work during the day, for example, you're going to wear the watch to sleep at nighttime. You don't want the watch turning on every time you tilt your wrist. You could schedule it. You could have it all day. You could turn it off completely if you don't want to use it. Or you can use smart. I like smart. If you go to the very bottom, you're going to see this question mark. If you click on the question mark, it tells you what smart is. What smart will do is it'll keep it on unless it detects that you've gone to sleep or that you're not wearing the watch. Then it will turn the feature off. But anyway, that's where the setting is. Set it to whatever value you want. Once you have it set, simply press the top right button to get you back. And that's how you can control the always on display. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and turn mine off just so you can see what it looks like off. Oh, sorry. So now I've got it off. Let's let my screen time out, and I'll show you what happens once it's off. I need to adjust my screen timeout. That's way too long for the screen to stay on. I will say this, even with it as long as it is, I'm still getting about 7 days battery life with the watch. Tilt it towards me now. Nothing happens because I've turned off the wrist tilt. Anyway, that's where the setting is. As always, if the video helped, thumbs up or appreciated. Thanks for watching.